Everyone says online dating is the reason why dating has become such a minefield and why it's so toxic. And I'm actually going to disagree. Let's go back to the 80s, the 90s, or even the early 2000s. If he isn't into you, he just wouldn't call you back, which we now say is ghosting. If he was kind of half interested and he was giving you attention every now and then, call you late at night but not necessarily want to hang out, he's kind of just exploring options and he's still not that into you, but now we call it breadcrumbing. So we've got all these terms that are making it all sound so toxic, but we've been doing this for years. So it is still the same. And then people have this misconception that there's an endless amount of people and everyone's just there for the taking. There are an endless amount of people in the world. So it's still the same. Catfishing, I guess, is a different thing. But then that's why you do a FaceTime call, to sort of safeguard yourself on that, right? So yeah, I think we need to just bring back the level of hatred for dating apps, because bad people on the apps are still bad people in real life. Remember that.
Oh, behave.
Granny, this gorilla cannot agree with what you wrote there. I have to say, I'm very old school. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It's real simple. Listen, I understand that 80% of men on dating apps strike out. Is that the fault of dating apps, or is that the fault of you women thinking that all of you deserve the top 20% of men? Well, it's pretty clear to me. Listen, you're complaining about, oh yeah, this has been done before, ghosting and whatnot. We just have terms for the whole thing. Absolutely true. And you know what else is true? Even back in old school days before dating apps, old women had a very shallow dating pool. They didn't have like this dating lake. Their dating options were not like the Great Lakes like when they were in their 20s. They shriveled up to like a 5-acre pond at best. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that you still want to date, you still want to get on the carousel. Unfortunately for you, your rides aren't going to be as awesome as they were when you were in your 20s. For multiple reasons, not just because Chad and Tyrone have the pick of the litter, also because I don't think you have enough lubrication for that level of friction. Listen, it's real simple, Granny. You have to accept that the playing field that you're in, you're no longer the most valuable piece. You're no longer top tier. You're not the new model coming off the assembly line. You're a collector's classic at best. But look at the bright side. You can throw a bunch of more mileage on it until your hip gives out, or the guy just decides to tap out himself because he's got too many blisters. Before we move on, I want to bring attention that 70% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. Come on, fam. You've seen my logo on other channels, and you're already here. Please hit that subscribe button and support the channel. It really helps out. Moving on.
Okay, another quick question for the peanut gallery. How are we talking about dating with people that we're going on dates with? In other words, I'm dating to find somebody that I want to be exclusive with. I'm not looking to just have like multiple people on my roster on a regular basis. But in order to ascertain whether I want you to be my boyfriend or not, I have to go on dates with you. 1, 2, maybe 3 dates. And right now I'm sort of talking to and planning dates with like 3 guys that I'm interested in. I'm equally interested in all of them. They have different qualities that, you know, make them appealing to me, which is why I'm still talking to them and setting up dates. One of them I've seen once or twice already. The other 2 I haven't met yet, but have been talking to them pretty regularly over text. I know the answer to this, but I'm just curious to see how other people handle this. So don't come after me in the comments, Chad, about why are you asking the internet for advice? Because this is for entertainment purposes only. I feel like we've built a little community here that might be interested in dating after 50 and trying to find your person and wading through online dating and all the other things that come along with it. So just hang out there with me and go along with it. But what are we telling people?
Hold up there, Queen. Let me get this straight. You're telling everybody out here that you want to set up a relationship of monogamy based on you doing a roster of 3 different guys? Do you see the problem here? Does anyone else see the issue here? You're roster dating to try to find monogamy. You know, that's like screwing for virginity. I'm sorry, Queen. I just can't follow here. Okay, let me put it a different way. If you were looking for monogamy, I would say you would want to be a little bit more strict about that. And I know why you don't do it, because if you are very strict about that starting off in your dating profile, you're not going to get a lot of hits, because a lot of guys are going to be like, hey, you know what, sweetheart? I mean, you're past your sell-by date, so I'm not interested in hitting you up. I got that. But at the same time, you have to understand, you can't roster date and expect monogamy from one of them. Chances are those guys already figured out that you're roster dating, and none of them are thinking about exclusivity right now. I mean, think about it, sweetheart. If you're roster dating all 3 of these guys, what makes you think that they're not roster dating you? You're just one in the roster. Okay, if you want monogamy, I suggest you go search out a local faith group and find a guy there. Don't try online dating, because online dating, it's really hard to find the one. Especially when you start putting up your demands and they're going to put up their demands and so on and so forth. Just accept it. You're roast beef at this point. And you want somebody who's willing to accept roast beef as a one-on-one basis, permanent basis. I mean, let's accept it. Chad and Tyrone are not the one-on-one type guys. But let's hear what else she has to say.
I told one of the guys that I had a date on Saturday night, and it's not with him. I don't go on a first date with him for another week. And he was appreciative of that. And, I try to be really transparent with people, but is that really what guys want to hear? I have a trouble lying to them. I'm talking to all of them pretty much every day. So if they ask me what I'm doing, I'm telling them I'm going out, but I would be honest with them if I was going out with somebody on a first date. Because I feel like if I wasn't honest, then, or if I just said I was going out, that I'd be leaving something out, and then we'd be starting off on the wrong foot with me lying. I don't know. Maybe I'm too sensitive to the whole honesty thing. Clearly that's some kind of trauma in my past around honesty or dishonesty that's got me sort of, trying to figure this out. But let me know what you think about that. Are we open and honest about going on dates with different people to those other people, if that makes sense? I don't know. What do you think? Also, I'm not going out like this trying to find a person. I just got back from the gym and I had a thought and I wanted to talk about it. So please also, Chad, don't come after me about, oh, you need to maybe wear a long sleeve shirt or not wear a ball cap or put some blush on or smile more or change the size of your eyeball and all that other shit. Okay, thanks.
Are we done here?
All right, so let this gorilla be completely honest about your appearance. Right now, you're not looking like $1 million right now. In fact, you're looking like at the lower end of $100, and even that is questionable at this point. But to your credit, when you said that honesty was the big thing and you wanted to be honest and open about with these other men, about you dating other men and you just trying to find someone out, listen, that's a double-edged sword, because some guys could take that the right way, some guys could take that the wrong way. It really depends on the guy, on the circumstance, because I'm going to be honest, if a guy who's roster dating and he finds out that you're roster dating too, chances are he's not going to take you seriously. Especially when you're in your 50s. He's going to be like, oh yeah, we're just going to add more mileage to an already beat up car. There's no reason to treat it lightly. It's the same way as you would treat a rental car. You take it, you slam it, you drive it all around, you put miles on it, and then you take it back. And you're like, yeah, I'm done, and next. Again, I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. If you want to find a guy for a monogamous relationship, you really should get off the apps. The apps are not for long term. Some of them do come out as long-term relationships. This gorilla accepts that. But for the most part, that's not how it comes out. For the most part, people who get on the apps are thinking, all right, I'm going to find some roast beef. I'm going to smash up for maybe a one night, maybe a couple nights, maybe a couple weeks. And from there on out, move on to the next. This gorilla believes that you're looking for the right thing for you in the wrong place. Break the mold, sister. That's all I could say. Go to your local events. Find something there. Because trust me, after 50, Prince Charming is not coming online. Moving on.
If you're single, quit scrolling for just a minute. Now, if you're married or you're in a committed relationship, you can just scroll on. But I need some help from all my single friends out there. I've got an idea, and it's kind of like a social experiment. So I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. I think it's brilliant, of course, but... So I was getting ready to go to Walmart with my daughter, and, I got to thinking, it is so hard for us single people to meet other single people out here in the dating world right now. You're either going up to the bars or, you're not, and you're staying at home and just doing daily living things. And for those who are just doing that, it's kind of hard to meet people unless you want to meet them online.
Now, I know a lot of you are not fans of online dating. I'm not either. I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's working. Everything that I've seen or online or, people that I follow on here and stuff, it's a disaster, right? So as I was getting ready, I was thinking, and I told my daughter, I said, whenever you're out at Walmart or shopping, wherever, just out in the wild, at the park, wherever you're at, church, and you come across an attractive person or somebody that you like their personality or something, and you're single, you're looking to date. And let me preface this by saying this is for people who are dating for long-term commitment or for marriage, okay? So if you're out there and you're looking and somebody catches your eye or your attention, what's the first thing you do? The first thing that I do is I look at their hand. their left hand to see if they're wearing a wedding band. If they are, they're off limits, right?
Damn, skip me.
If a person's wearing a wedding band, they're off limits. Hey, you know what, Queen? This gorilla applauds you for that one, because a lot of women today would ignore that wedding band altogether. They wouldn't see it as a problem. They see it as a challenge. Now, I do not condone cheating of any type. That being said, this woman is trying to apply some old school dating logic to the modern times, and that's not going to work out. I'm sorry, things have changed a lot. And one key thing is, you have to understand, ladies, that men have wised up to the game, especially the older ones. They know what's going on. They know their value. They know how the market is. And more importantly, they know exactly where they stand in that market. So let's just say a guy who's in his mid-40s, divorced, and he's making six figures easy, and he's got several multipliers out there that just make him more attractive to you. He knows that. And he knows that he's more attracted to a bunch of other women. Now, this gorilla is the type of gorilla that would say, hey, guys, if you're going to be with a woman and you're going to step out on her every now and then, I would say just be upfront with it. Like, say, hey, listen, I know my value. I know that I'm the type of guy that it's hard for you to find. You're going to be my main. I'm going to take care of you. You're going to get grade A preference treatment. But every now and then, I'm just going to step out. I'm going to be with another woman. I'm sorry, I have appetites. If you can't handle that, that's cool. I respect that. Next. But to be honest, most women can't handle that. See, my point is, honey, when you make this kind of social experiment and you come with all these different caveats, you are actually setting yourself up for failure. Why is that? Because if you put on a bunch of caveats, that opens the door for the guy to add on a bunch of caveats. And maybe he's going to say, hey, you know what? One big caveat is, I need multiple different types of nookie. I like variety. What can I say? And yes, a lot of women, especially when they're young, they'll say, I'm not going to deal with a man who sleeps around just to pay my bills, this and that. Yeah, all of you say that a bunch of times. Once you pass your wall smashing and you get closer to that retirement and you realize, holy snap, it's tough out here and you can't handle retirement by yourself, some of you start to accept the fact that, yeah, you know what? My taco's a little bit dry. It's been cracked several times by Pookie and Ray Ray for free. You're willing to pay top dollar as long as I look the other way? Sure. Why not?
So I told my daughter, I said, you know what would be cool? Like, if we could start a trend, if you will, and the only way that this is going to work is if you guys help me out. And by doing that, you're going to have to like and follow and just share this post out to everybody to see if it's even going to work. But I thought, you know, wouldn't it be kind of cool if whenever we look at the hand that we're looking at anyway, just to see if they're married, if on the right hand there was a sign or symbol that you were single, looking for long-term commitment or for marriage, to just signify that, hey, you know, I'm out here in the dating world. You are too. And it kind of like breaks the ice a little bit, because if you would want to approach that person or say hi or something like that and it not be awkward, is to have a symbol. You're already looking at the hand, so why not look at the right hand and see what they're wearing, right? Now, I went to Walmart and I got these silicone bands that you can buy for like $6 or something. They had 5 in it, all different colors. And I just thought, maybe we can put a band on our right hand, a certain color, just to kind of signify that we're single and that we're out here looking. You're already checking the hand anyway to see if they're married, right? The only thing that you'd have to know is your left from your right. So I was thinking, for our social experiment, let's try to start a new trend. Let's wear a band, one of the silicone bands, and they're all different colors. I mean, if you wanted to do just one, you know, color across the board that to signify that, hey, you're single, maybe the white band or something, just wear it on your right hand. I don't know. I think it could work. I mean, what do we have to lose? Everything else is apparently just not working. It's worth a shot. So save this post, forward it to all your single friends, and let's start a trend. Let's see how that goes. Let me know if it's working for you.
Damn, my grand elder post-war queen. Tell us all that you're desperate without telling us you're desperate. I mean, now you want the simps to put out like a flare on their right hand saying, hey, simp, right here, looking for a long-term relationship. Okay, I get it. You're trying to be innovative because your dating pool is actually a shadow puddle, and you're like, oh, dang, I can't find a good man. And you said you have a daughter, so why didn't you stay with the baby daddy, you know, the father of your daughter? What happened there? I'm going to assume you left him because you could do better, right? Here's a funny thing. Women have basically the pick of the litter when they're in their 20s. When women are in their 20s, they can definitely get the better guy. ladies, I just gotta say, you have an abundance of choices. But this is the part where this girl has gotta say the one thing that you don't want to hear. You have to be accountable for your choices. What do I mean by that? Well, when you're in your 20s, instead of looking for a good man, you look for like a bad boy who you knew he wasn't gonna commit, but you know, he made you hot and bothered, and you got wetter than a spring shower for him. And you decided, hey, yeah, he could hit it raw. Bam. And then all of a sudden, oh, all men are bad because of your choices. The guy you chose is not going to commit. I'm sorry, sweetheart, but bans are not going to fix your horrible choices in life. You wonder why this is a terrible idea? Because you're going to go on for this and say, okay, how about a ban for when you're a good guy? Or how about a ban for a guy who's willing to take care of me? Nah. I don't care what's going through your noggin. Bans are not going to save you. In fact, let me apply this a different way. How about you women start wearing bands on your right hand? A white band if you're a virgin. A pink band if you have less than 15 bodies. A red band if you have over 50 bodies. Oh, wait a minute. That's misogynistic, isn't it? If a guy says, hey, why don't you put out the information I'm looking for? And if you have over 100 bodies, just put on a black band. Because that taco sensation is beyond deleted.
Fatality.
Flawless victory.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.